Hello and welcome to Pike High School for today's Tuesday night matchup between the Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Pike Red Devils here on RDTV. My name is Daniel Miller and I'll be bringing you all the action tonight alongside the wonderful students and staff here at Pike High School. Jumping into the visiting side first, the HSC Royals look to finish their regular season tonight and look to do so at an undefeated 22-0 before heading into sectional play. They are led by a trio of top prospects, including Maya Makulewski, an IU commit who is ranked as the number 35 prospect in the nation by ESPN. The trio also includes Kennedy Holman, who currently holds offers from 4 Big Ten schools, including Oregon, where her mom played. She's also one of the assistant coaches for the HSC Royals. The trio is rounded out by junior guard Kayla Stidham, who also holds 12 collegiate offers, including 5 here in Indiana. There's a lot of family aspects to this HSC team, including Maya's sister, who also plays basketball here in Indianapolis at Butler University. For the home side, on the Pike Red Devils, they will rely heavily on junior forward Marley Jeffers, who averages a double-double with 13 points and 13 boards per contest. Another player that you have to keep an eye on for Pike is Alana Devine. She's a 5'9" guard who has 71 offers, including here in Indiana at Ball State University. She's averaging double-digit points per game, as well as leading the team in both steals per game and deflections, both over 3. One of the other bright spots for this Pike Red Devils team, Kamari Booker, she's a junior here at Pike, averaging over 10 points a game and 8.8 rebounds. She'll be key to this team. Only 3 players for this Pike team averaging more than 3 rebounds. They really have to hit the glass hard if they want to win this game tonight. Those 3 players, Alana Devine, Marley Jeffers, and Kamari Booker. As for the coach of the Pike Red Devils, it's Keith Hollins. He's entering his 3rd year as the Pike head coach. He's improved significantly year over year. Started his first year, went just 5-18. Second year went 12-15. And now he's got the Pike Red Devils as a top 15 team in the state at number 14 with a record of 15-4. This team is very familiar with facing number 1 teams. Earlier this year in December, faced off against, at the time, ranked number 1, Lawrence Central, holding 2 of the best players in the state as well, in Joa and Layla Lampley. Getting you set here for the tip, Maya Makulewski in the circle for HSC, alongside Marley Jeffers for the Red Devils. Royals looking to complete the undefeated regular season. Pike with 1 game after this. A top 15 matchup on RDTV starts right here, right now. And the opening tip comes out to the Royals. Addison Van Hosen at the top of the key. Now trying to find the middle of the lane. Van Hosen with it again. Makulewski on the handoff. Royals working around the 3-point line, trying to find a way inside. Blocked inside by the Red Devils. Looking to take an early lead for 3. It's good. That's Jaslyn Miller entering the starting lineup tonight for the Red Devils. Hasn't done so much of the year. Coach Hollins mentioned pregame to me. He's excited for this opportunity for her and is expecting her to take a big step up. He started off strong there with that 3 to open it up. On the other side, Kayla Stidham off the mark for the Royals. Ball goes out of play. Will remain possession in the hands of the Royals. Kennedy Holman to inbound. And a foul before the ball reaches the play court. That foul goes against Jaslyn Miller of the Red Devils. Not a good sign to see for Coach Hollins, having your player who you just had hit the opening bucket get an early foul here in the first minute of action. Back down the court of the Red Devils, trying to find the paint. Ball is stolen away and stolen right back by the Red Devils. An open 3 in the corner falls for the Red Devils. It's Alana Devine, the star guard, holding 71 offers here for the Red Devils. Gets them off to a 6-0 start, and a surprising start for the Red Devils. This could be a monumental occasion for them, building off of this great start to the 3rd season that Keith Hollins has had. On the other end, Maya Makulewski, the star for the Royals, gets the first bucket to go for them. Makulewski trying to corral the rebound, unable to do so, but into her teammates' hands. on the other side. Kennedy Holman calls out the play for the Royals. And before it can be executed, foul coming once again against Jaslyn Miller. That's 2 early ones for the Red Devil. So she'll come out of the game. And just like that, the Red Devils have lost half their offensive production early on in this game. Makalewski to inbound for the Royals. Holman puts one up. No good. Rebound to the Devils. Sanaya Smith operating traffic, taking it all the way into the lane herself. Shot doesn't fall. Offensive rebound comes to Marley Jeffers. She averages 13 boards a game. No bigger one than that to help the Red Devils keep possession. Sanaya Smith with it. Takes it out to midcourt. Operating the offense here. Trying to find a lane inside. Smith takes one herself, defended heavily. That shot does not go, but a foul inside goes against Kennedy Holman. Holman, number 11 for the Red Devils. Or for the Royals, rather. This time, Makalewski picks up the foul and a couple quick ones on the possession for the Royals. Devine will go to the line for 2. Misses the first. Devine, one of the top 3-point shooters for this team, averaging 31% from beyond the arc, averages 36% from the field. Can't make anything from the free throw line here tonight. 0-2 from the line to strike. Royals trying to organize the offense. Makalewski inside, gets a foul. And she'll go to the line for 2 on the other end. That foul goes against Jeffers, the star center for the Red Devils. Makalewski, a 79% free throw shooter on the year, gets the first one to go. Also 10th in the state in terms of free throws made throughout the season. Gets 2 to go. And Makalewski with all 4 of the early Royals points. Warren finds Smith. Smith into the paint, the finger roll, no good. And the Royals take the ball back the other direction. Makalewski trying to plead her case with the officials as the Royals retain possession. Kennedy Holman started off for the Royals once again. Holman gets the ball back in the paint, unable to make an open layup, shoots it up again. That one falls Kennedy Holman into the scoring sheet for the first time today. Holman in her last outing was able to get a double-double, 17 points and 10 assists with the double-double. The behind-the-back dribble there to escape pressure. Makalewski takes a step inside the arc before shooting it. That one's off the mark. And the Red Devils take it the other way. And after early 6-0 lead for the Red Devils, the Royals have come all the way back to tie it at 6. Makalewski back the other way. Finds Van Hosen. Holman back to Van Hosen in the paint. Off the mark. Team's pushing the tempo here. Coach Chatterfield of the Hamilton Southeastern Royals mentioning earlier today that the key for them is to push the floor. They have to dictate the pace, but also be able to avoid turnovers. Every single player that touched the court for this Royals team ended up with a turnover in their last outing, both a turnover and a foul. That cannot happen again if the Royals want to get a victory here tonight. Makalewski from just beyond the stripe gets it to go. Makalewski already with 6 points now for the Royals. The IU commit In her last outing, had 26 points, but finished with 4 fouls. That's something that she'll have to avoid if she wants to reach those numbers once again. She's averaging 22 a game on the season. As Sanaya Smith off the mark from the corner 3. As Van Hosen takes a seat for a moment for the Royals. Into the game in her place, Abby Brown. She leads the team in field goal percentage at 67%. Admittedly not a larger sample size than the rest of the players here on this team, but a leader in the stat nonetheless. She has it now. Trying to find Holman on the cut, unable to do so. Skip past to Holman. Holman down in the paint. Gets it to Abby Brown, unable to knock it down. Makuleski on the second chance opportunity. She will get it to go. Improving once again why she is the number 35 prospect in the nation headed to IU next year. On the other side, Alana Devine with the ball. Trying to get something working inside. Makuleski with the turnover. Gets it all the way down the court. It's unable to put it up and in the basket, but she'll go to the line for 2. Makuleski averaging 1.5 steals per game. That's second best on her team. The foul coming against Sanaya Smith for the Red Devils. Makuleski gets another one to go, and she's already approaching double digits. Fun fact about this trio, the star trio for the HSC Royals, in Makuleski, Holman, and Stidham. They are 1, 2, and 3 in the conference in terms of points per 32. Makuleski obviously leading that, getting the ball back after the missed free throw, unable to make the 3. She leads that at 26.7 points per 32. That's second best in the state. Out in the corner. It's good. That's Maine Hooks. Just her 6th 3 she's shot all year. Gets it to go, and she's now at 50% from the 3. On the other end, Marley Jeffers gets in the scoring book for the first time today with a layup inside. And boy, did the Red Devils need that after starting out with that hot 6-0 start. Hamilton Southeastern on a 14-0 run until that stopped it. Kennedy Holman picks up her second foul of the game. That'll send her to the bench. Replaced by Kayla Stidham. Kayla Stidham holding 5 D1 offers inside the state of Indiana. Marley Jeffers unable to convert but gets a foul. She'll head to the line for 2. Jeffers leading the team in both points and rebounds. 13 points, 13.1 rebounds a game. Also leads the team in blocks, averaging 1 1/3 a game. Her first free throw off the mark. Jeffers holding offers from both NAIA and JUCO schools across the nation. Second one does not fall as well, and that's a big story for Pike early here, missing 4 free throws, 0 for 4 from the line thus far in this first quarter. Missed opportunities for the Red Devils. They would be within a possession rather, if they were able to knock down all their free throws. Makuleski finds the corner. Step back off one dribble, no good for the Royals. Devils back to underway, finding Sanaya Smith at the top of the key. Is able to control as we are under a minute to play here in this opening quarter of action. Jeffers stripped. And the ball will be inbounded from the sideline by Corinne Nicholson. Nicholson leading the team in terms of assists, averaging 3.3 a game, but turns the ball over there. And boy, the tale of two parts of this first quarter. Pike getting out to that early 6-0 lead, but then Hamilton Southeastern storming back 14 unanswered before the most recent layup by Pike, which puts us at this 14-8 score. Fast break opportunity for the Red Devils. And a foul called as Devine was heading into the paint. She'll shoot a pair after Abby Brown. Number 14 fouls. Abby Brown did not play in the Royals' most recent outing, but getting some early minutes here in the first. Devine with the second shot. Also off the mark. Now Pike 0 of 6 from the free throw line. Something I'm sure Coach Keith Hollins is not excited about. This game would be tied if Pike would have been able to convert on all of the little things. Here with the free throws. They'll get one more shot at it with under 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Red Devils go to the paint, but a travel called against Marley Jeffers. Ashley was trying to find a way back out. Some substitutions near the end of this first quarter for the Royals. Getting Abby Brown back to the bench. In place for her, Kennedy Holman. Doing a little offense-defense here is Coach Satterfield. Holman with the 2 fouls, not wanting to pick up a third here early. Holman will orchestrate with 10 to go. Makaleski. Finding Van Hosen. Back to Makaleski for 3. Makaleski off the mark. Offensive rebound, have 1 second to put it up. Unable to do so. And that is where this first quarter will end. The Royals leading it 14-8, powered by that 14-0 run midway through that first quarter. That's it for the first quarter here on RDTV. Come back for more in the second. Thank you. This evening's stream is brought to you by the students and staff of Pike High School's RDTV Media Production class, which gives students the opportunity to have real-world hands-on experiences with support from the MSDF Pike Township's IT department. Back here for the start of the second quarter here on RDTV. HSC out to a 14-8 lead here after one, powered by Makaleski and her 10 points. Kennedy Holman now up to 4 with that layup. Coach Satterfield electing to play her even with the 2 fouls. Kennedy Holman had a double-double in her last outing, 17 points, 10 assists, along with 2 rebounds, 2 steals, was 10 of 11 from the free throw line. She has the ball now. Finding Makaleski for 3. She's off the mark. And the ball headed the other way. After a foul coming against Kayla Stidham. That's her first, number 20 for the Royals. And into the game, Jayla Miller, sister of Jaslyn, for the Pike Red Devils. She's sitting at the bottom of your screen in the corner. Sanaya Smith trying to find somewhere to go with it. Travel called against Corinne Nicholson, shuffling her feet as she pump faked. Just over a minute gone here in this second quarter. And the final game of HSC's regular season. 1 to go for Pike after this. Coming against Lawrence North here on January 31st. Kennedy Holman, the jumper, off the mark. Jayla Miller trying to find somewhere to go with it. Nicholson, the leader in assists, looking for another one. The shot does not fall from Smith. The loose ball rolls out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Red Devils. And after an early start for Jaslyn Miller, bringing her sister Jayla in. Jaslyn obviously getting the start today for the first time in a while. Coach Collins was looking for more production out of her. Here's Jayla. Long range three falls for the sophomore guard. And that's just what the doctor ordered for Pike, trying to find a way to get back in this one. Jayla Miller, just 18% from the field this year, but 27% from three, showing you she can knock it down on that one. Now back into the game, Jaslyn Miller. As HSC slows it down. The MSD of Pike Township is the proud home of the 2025 Indiana Teacher of the Year, Grace Miranda. Mrs. Miranda serves as a English Language Learners Department Chair here at Pike High School. Heading back the other way with Pike. Off the mark from three. The ball falls out of bounds. We'll stay with the Red Devils. No Red Devil has yet to score multiple baskets here today, spread across 4 scores. Those being Jaslyn Miller, Jayla Miller, Marley Jeffers with a point bucket in the paint, as well as Alana Devine. 9 of their 11 coming from long range. Riley Makalewski in the paint. Gets another layup to go for the Royals. Sanaya Smith working inside. Gets the ball across the lane to Marley Jeffers, who puts it up and in for 2. And just as I mentioned, no Red Devils having multiple buckets. There goes Marley Jeffers, the first one with multiple. She's got 4 on the game. For a moment, it looked like the Red Devils might be able to turn it over. They are not able to do so. And Kayla Stidham has her first bucket of the game for the Royals. Foul as Alana Devine enters the painted area. And now 2 Royals with 2 fouls. That one coming against Kayla Brinley. She's got 2 now. And as Coach Satterfield mentioned pregame to me, positioning is the key to not fouling. Having those key positions on defense, not allowing yourself to enter those positions where you end up with a foul is the most important part. Yeah, we're unable to do that last game with every player who touched the court having a foul. Also, Maya Makalewski, their star, who has already entered double-digit points, having 4 fouls in that most recent outing, and there she goes committing another one today. That her second. So now Makalewski, Brinley, Holman, all sitting with 2 fouls here midway through the second quarter for the Royals. If there is one Achilles heel to this Hamilton Southeastern Royals basketball team, it is the turnovers and the fouls, and we are experiencing that early here in the first half. The Red Devils, a 3. Once again, that's Jaslyn Miller. She needed to come out tonight in her starting role, and she has been able to do so. Couple of 3s now for Miller. She's the leading scorer for the Royals. Makalewski calling for it inside and says Holman, who will operate with a drive. Getting the bucket to go, and 1 is Holman. Something she was able to do very well last game. She was 10 of 11 from the free throw line last game. This will be her first shot from the line tonight. Overall on the season, a 60% free throw shooter, but getting hot as of late. Holman off the mark for that one. And back the other way with Sanaya Smith. Sanaya Smith all the way down the court. You've got to stop the ball. Royals are unable to do so, and Sanaya Smith has her first bucket of the game. And the Red Devils have clawed within 4. Red Devils ranked as the number 14 team in the state, taking on the undefeated number 1 Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Makaleski gets it inside the paint and off the backboard, off the rim, and in for another bucket. Sanaya Smith, no-look pass is way off the mark. Straight into the arms of Maine Hooks. Holman trying to find Hooks. She was trying to set an off-ball screen for Stidham. Stidham puts it up, but was blocked. Now Pike the other direction. This is Miller with it. Back out for 3. It's off the mark from Devine. And Makaleski will control for the Royals. Stidham, Makaleski, and Holman passing the ball around the three-point arc, the trio of stars for the Royals. A note on those 3 stars all have big family ties. Maya Makaleski, her sister, playing basketball at Butler University. Kennedy Holman, her mom's an assistant coach here with the Royals. Holman heading to the bench right now. There you see her mom on the bench. Also Kayla Stidham. Her mom attended Penn State to play basketball. She's also played a major role in Kayla Stidham's rise to fame here with the HSE Royals. Miller in the corner, back to Devine. Devine trying to find somewhere to go with it. Tries to get the ball to the paint, but it's stolen by Makaleski, and she's fouled. And that will be coming against Marley Jeffers. That's her second. So multiple players in foul trouble on both sides. For Pike, Jaslyn Miller, number 15, Marley Jeffers, number 22. The 2 highest scorers for Pike, both having a pair of fouls. And on the other side, Makaleski, Brindley, and Holman, all with 2 fouls for the Royals. Makaleski there getting another bucket to go and extending this lead to 8. A turnover as Devine finds herself with the ball out of bounds. Are you a friend, a family member, or anyone interested in becoming a Pike employee? We post all of our MSD of Pike Township job vacancies on our website at msdpike.org. If you're interested in working with wonderful children and a great school system and the most incredible community around, check it out. Now under 2 minutes here to play here in the second quarter. As a travel called against the Royals. Gives the ball back to Pike, looking for an end to the second half that would put them back within reach of this lead. And boy, what an end to the regular season this would be if they were able to come up with one here. Ball goes out of bounds. After this game, Pike plays Lawrence North on the 31st, and then we'll head to sectionals against Brownsburg. That game would be played at Ben Davis. If they were able to win against Brownsburg, which they just played them on January 21st, lost, but it was a tough one, they would play either Plainfield or Ben Davis. On the other end, Royals with another bucket. That one, I believe, coming to Caleb Brindley. And Pike content to slow the ball down with just a minute to play. Now a 3 taken from the top of the key, no good. And back the other way come the Royals. Stidham. Stolen away by the Red Devils. Jaslyn Miller with it, trying to find an opening. And on the pass, unable to catch it cleanly. as Nadia Figures, one of the few seniors here on this Pike team. Traveled with it. The ball ends up back with the Royals. Royals now with a 10-point lead, the biggest lead for them here tonight. Brinley hounded by Jayla Miller. Miller commits the foul. That's her first of the game. And Brinley will restart the offense with Makalewski. A foul once again with under a minute left in this first half. That one's on Devine. And that is not what you need if you're Coach Highlands picking up a couple quick ones. Under a minute to play, you just got to get out of this half unscathed the rest of the way. Go into halftime, give your team a little pep talk, and come out strong in the second. Can't allow any more silly fouls. And this one will head back the other way. That one coming against Stidham. So now 4 of the 5 HSE starters, including the big 3, Stidham, Holman, and Makalewski, along with Brinley, each with 2 fouls. There you see. Our referee sweating out here too. They had to get up and down the court. Here in this one, couple substitutions for the Royals here at the end of the half. Makalewski finally getting her first breather of the game with just 15 seconds to go. As well as Stidham coming out of the game. Little offense-defense substitutions, making sure the Stars with 2 fouls don't end up with another quick one. And Pike will take a quick timeout. We'll take it with them with just 15 seconds here to go. HSE leading by 10 on RDTV. In Pike Township, the strong educational foundation we provide starts early at the Nathaniel Jones Early Learning Center, which serves 3- and 4-year-olds. Our youngest learners are immersed in play-based learning experiences which contribute to their social, emotional, and academic growth. Data shows that 3rd grade students who attend NJ ELC had an 88.3% passing rate, outperforming students who did not attend NJ ELC and surpassing the state average of 82.5%. Here at the end of the first half, the Pike Red Devils down 10 with an opportunity to close the gap. In the corner is Miller. She gets one to go. That's her 3rd 3 of the game, the leading scorer for the Red Devils with 9. Back the other way to the Royals with one final opportunity. Gets it off in time, but off the mark from Maine Hooks. And we head to halftime. The HSE Royals leading the Pike Red Devils, the #1 team in the state, leading the number 14 team in the state, 28-21 behind Maya Makalewski, entering double figures here in that first half. We'll be back with halftime and more action here at Pike High School right after this break.
I choose Pike because the schools have got a lot of diversity and they're really inclusive, and I think it provides for representation for kids like mine to see kids that look like them, and it's okay. So I think that allows for a more holistic educational experience.
Pike offers a lot of different programs, classes, and even though it's a big school, it's familiar, right? She's really made a family here, and I don't want to take her away from it. My daughter's in honors classes, so she could go anywhere academically, but I feel like Pike offers the classes that she needs, the courses that she needs, as well as the social kind of connection that she she needs as well.
I am choosing to send her here because of the ranking that the school has, and she wants to play volleyball, and she wants to go to college, and she wants to be in criminal justice, and they have good reputations in all of those areas. It's just that simple. Nothing more, nothing less. I want her to get a good education.
High school, and I couldn't think of a better choice. It's got to be Pike.
So we're choosing Pike specifically for her because her goal in the future is something like cosmetology or something along those lines. So we feel like Pike will give her a leg up and a cheaper way into that industry and help prepare her for her future better.
Because it has more of a family atmosphere than a lot of other public schools.
Our whole family's from Pike High School, so all his cousins all graduated from Pike, so we've had good things about Pike, so we're hoping to keep the tradition going.
The Pike High School Planetarium is truly a sight to behold. It is a magnificent theater that allows viewers to gaze upon the stars and find answers to their questions about the night sky. The 30-foot domed room serves as a classroom for teaching planetarium lessons. Through the advanced mechanics and technology, the planetarium offers a captivating presentation that brings the wonders of astrology and space science to life. We invite you to join us as we explore the rich history of our planetarium with Ms. Tushner.
Well, I started teaching here in 1988, and I became planetarium director in 2001.
And all these drop-down.
I taught Earth space science first, and that, of course, had a large section about astronomy. And when the previous planetarium director retired, it just seemed like something that I would love to be doing, and it still is. Well, I'm called the director. I'm in here instructing various courses that we work on, various classes, and I work with K-12 teachers to schedule their classes coming in for a specific lesson. For example, with our first graders. Pike has had a planetarium since the 1960s, but this particular one was built in 1995. Well, it's one of the very few schools that has one, and it's a way for students to experience their curriculum in a totally different way. In fact, there are 45 different lessons that relate something in the night sky to what they're studying in their coursework for students here at the high school. So it's a very unique way to learn about their subject, whether it's the Odyssey, whether it's Follow the Drinking Gourd, just unnumbered ways that we can match the curriculum. Well, of course, the renovation coming this summer, that's going to be absolutely huge, and we'll be going through training this summer to learn to use the new equipment, and we will be able to do everything we do now, plus so many more things. So I think the new things will be particularly exciting as well. But I love our current lessons, so I don't want to give those up, of course. Well, we no longer have the large object in the middle of the room that projects the night sky. There'll be projectors underneath the cove that can fill the dome with all kinds of images, including the night sky. So the technology has, it's just immensely changed since we started here in '95. It's a special place. It shows this night sky and so many aspects about things that we cannot see with the amount of light pollution there is in our urban skies. We really depend on the planetarium to give us a good view of what's happening in the sky. Well, of course, the April 8th eclipse was such a big deal. Getting ready for that, just letting people know what an eclipse is. A lot of people didn't know and don't know the importance of that in understanding the sky. And yeah, I think that was one of the major ones, but truly keeping up with the night sky and all of what's going on is important. The young students usually have a shorter lesson, and they do ride the bus over and back, so we have to take that into account. But we also are restricted by the length of the class period because students come for a particular class period. So the lesson is tailored around the length of the class period or the length of the time the students come. But it all seems to work out very well. We can do a lot in a short period of time based on what they need in their course.
Television, not because it was cloudy, but because of the countless...
Oh, it's easy to do with the eclipse. I'll mention that again. There have been all sorts of things like launches of spacecraft. The James Webb Space Telescope that launched a couple years ago has really revolutionized astronomy. So that's kept people interested in what's going on in the sky, and just so many things to learn. My favorite part, aside from the astronomy, is working with the teachers and the students, because otherwise it would be pretty boring just to be presenting without an audience. But having the students involved and understanding a little bit more about the night sky, that's what it's all about.
You can measure their exact positions relative to one another and to other stars. We see those stars night after night in the same positions.
I think it may be a nice trigger or springboard for people saying, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea we could do this at Pike, first of all, and I had no idea that this kind of learning could take place in a place like a planetarium. Everything you can imagine, from freshman English to world history, U.S. history, kindergartners on up in the elementary grades. Many of the elementary grades and the middle school grades have an astronomy component in their instruction. And if they do, that means that coming to the planetarium would be a really natural fit. But as far as the high school, as I mentioned, we have 48 different classes for high school students, so it really does cover the entire range of coursework here. Well, we have frequent evening sky shows that are open to the public. Students, of course, at Pike, and the public as well. And we do host groups from outside. We've had Girl Scouts here, we've had Cub Scouts, we've had classes from other schools. Last year we had a class that rode their school bus 2 hours one way to be able to participate in a program in the planetarium. So there's great interest in the planetarium.
As we conclude our journey through the celestial wonders of our high school planetarium, we are reminded of the vastness of the universe and the limitless possibilities that lie beyond our own blue planet. Through the lens of science and discovery, we have explored the mysteries of the stars, the planets, and the galaxies that surround us.
Here in Pike Township, we have award-winning schools. Award-winning educators. Amazing facilities. Award-winning programs. High-achieving scholars. Award-winning alumni. And we're just getting started.
Getting right back into second half action here at Pike High School. A quick attempt at a bucket from the Red Devils. That was Marley Jeffers attempting the layup. That doesn't go. Starting this second half, HSC, the number 1 team in the state, undefeated 21-0. Leading Pike, number 14th team in the state. They lead at 28-21. Makaleski here trying to find a way into the lane. Is fouled on her way in. Fouling the main story of the first half. Everyone in foul trouble. Everyone who scored multiple baskets in the first half on either side of the tape for these two teams ended up with 2 fouls. Makuleski, the leading scorer for the Royals in that first half with 16. She's at the line right now. Misses her first. She had 16 points, but she has 2 fouls. Kennedy Holman, the other one with multiple buckets. She has 6 points for the Royals. She also has 2 fouls. And on the Pike side, Jaslyn Miller leads the team with 9 points with 3 threes. She has 2 fouls as Kennedy Holman gets another bucket to go to start the second half. The other player with multiple buckets for Pike, Marley Jeffers, also has 2 fouls. Something to keep an eye on as we progress through the second half. Jaslyn Miller picking up right where she left off in the first half. She's got 4 threes now, including that one to start the scoring for the second half for the Red Devils. On the other end, the and one falls for Makuleski, picking up right where she left off as well. Another foul coming against the Red Devils. That one goes against Denia Warren. First time I've mentioned her name tonight. Makuleski gets the and one to go. She's up to 19 now to lead all scorers. Living up to the pressure that she's experienced as an IU commit. Here is the number 35 prospect in the country, according to ESPN. That ball turned over. We'll head back to the Royals. And obviously, the biggest part of this Royals lead right now, the 14-0 run they had midway through the first quarter. Pike got off to a hot start, a 6-0 lead. HSC responded with a 14-0 run, that ultimately being the difference right now in this bowl game. The thing that hurt Pike as much as it helped HSC is Makuleski takes and misses a 3. Pike 0 of 6 from the free throw line in the first half. That's something they have to improve on as well, those missed opportunities if they want to crawl back into this one. Makuleski trying to keep the defender on her back. An open 3 in the corner, off the mark from Addison Van Hosen. Bodies collide and hit the deck. As HSC will retain possession. Sanaya Smith back in the game for Denia Warren as an early substitution for the Red Devils. Smith started the first half. Denia Warren getting a little bit of action here in the first couple minutes of the third, but Smith quickly replacing her back in the lineup. Royals trying to find a way to get the ball in. Makuleski takes a 3. Once again, she got it. That's her first 3 of the game, which is wild to think about considering she's up to 22 points now. But most of her work done inside the arc. In fact, all of it into that point. That ball comes out of bounds. And possession will go back to the Royals. Makuleski already surpassing her season average, which is already so high at 22 points now. Some fancy footwork inside from Kayla Brinley, and she has her second bucket of the night. On the other end, Sanaya Smith for 3. That one's off the mark. Offensive rebound back up, no good from Marley Jeffers. That's one of the things she's best at, getting those boards. Unable to convert that one for points, however. And on the other end, bodies collide, fall to the ground once again. A very physical game here to start the second half between these two teams. As Kayla Brinley will head to the line, her first free throws of the night. Makes her first. The back end for Brinley. That one's good as well. 70% free throw shooter on the year, third best on the team, converts both. Sanaya Smith is stripped by her own teammate. And another foul and more bodies hitting the floor. And Makuleski is down for a moment. Appears to be okay. Coach Satterfield will take a timeout regardless. Hamilton Southeastern out to a 16-point lead to start this third quarter, 40-24 the score on RDTV. In Pike Township, the strong educational foundation we provide starts early at the Nathaniel Jones Early Learning Center, which serves 3- and 4-year-olds. Our youngest learners are immersed in play-based learning experiences which contribute to their social, emotional, and academic growth. Data shows that third-grade students who attended NJELC had an 88.3% passing rate, outperforming students who did not attend NJELC and surpassing the state average of 82.5%. After Makaleski slowed to get up after that foul, she will head to the free throw line, where she's had plenty of a home here today at Pike High School. Makes the first. And the second one also is true for the IU commit. Back the other way for the Red Devils, now in a deep hole. Sanaya Smith trying to find a way out of it, finds her teammate, who gets her own board and puts it back in. That's Marley Jeffers. Back into the scoring column for the first time in the second half. On the other end, Brinley unable to convert, but a foul before the shot. That one coming in Stidham on a moving screen, more than likely. Stidham heads to the bench after picking up her third foul. Sanaya Smith brings the ball down the court for the Red Devils. Smith still has the dribble, now takes it over to her teammate, a kicked ball by Kennedy Holman. Holman's mom, one of the assistant coaches here at HSC alongside head coach Brian Satterfield. She played basketball at Oregon. Oregon, fun enough, was Kennedy Holman's first Big Ten offer. She's now got 4 of them rather. One of the best players in this current junior class. She's ranked 46th nationally according to ESPN in terms of high school prospects for that class. To inbound, it will be Jayla Miller. Jayla into the paint, finds Marley Jeffers in a host of Royals somehow, but Jeffers unable to get the shot to go. Approaching midway through this third quarter, which HSE has opened up on a 14-5 run. Kennedy Holman into the paint, off the mark. Ball falls out of bounds. However, Maine Hooks grabbing her face here. Satterfield coming out to take a look. She'll head to the bench momentarily as the athletic training staff here at Pike take a look. That athletic training staff includes Kaylee Novello, Dan Bay, and Brittany Ritter. You're doing a wonderful job at Pike High School, making sure everyone, including Maine Hooks, stays safe here on the court. On the other end, Jeffers with another bucket. That puts her up to 8 on the day. And that's the big story for the Red Devils. Only 2 players with multiple buckets. Those being Marley Jeffers with 4 2-point baskets and Jaslyn Miller with 4 3-point baskets. Without them, this team would only be at 8 points. Home crowd, or road crowd at Pike High School, rather, wanting a travel. Back the other way is Smith. She's unable to convert on the layup. And now balls are loose once again. Holland's wondering what's happening. Arms out, exasperated. Now he's just walking back to the sideline, dismayed at the result. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Hamilton Southeastern leads at 42-28 midway through the third quarter here on RDTV. Pike High School. Midway through the third quarter, HSE leads at 42-28. 3:05 to play. Holman getting the interception on the pass. Pike looking to go inside. Back the other way. Holman orchestrating the offense. Now Makaleski with it. Finds the top of the key. Kayla Brindley gets her first three of the game to go. That one bounced in and out, but ends up falling. 29% three-point shooter. Gets her first one to go today. And now with a board, which is for a moment. Now Stidham back in for the Royals, sending Addison Van Hosen to the bench. And boy, what a third quarter for HSC, coming out on a 17-7 run now. Holman trying to find Abby Brown in the paint, but wasn't able to do so. Stolen away by Pike. The three the other way is good. That's Alana Devine for three. And boy, did the Red Devils need that one, just trying to put a stop to the bleeding. Now with some pressure on the defensive end on Stidham as she gets the ball up past half court. Holman now orchestrates without much ball pressure. Pass deflected, but not able to be stolen away. Now it's stolen away. And 2-on-2, the opportunity for the Pike. They are unable to get a basket up and in, but they get a foul and will head to the line to shoot two. Alana Devine will be at the line. Meanwhile, Kayla Brindley picks up her fourth foul for the Royals. The first is good for Devine. And foul trouble, definitely something to still keep an eye on for the Royals. Kayla Brindley just picked up her fourth. Kayla Stidham also with three. Makaleski and Holman still hanging tight at two, which they picked up both of in the first half. On the other side, Jeffers and Miller have not committed a foul since the second half started. Both still hanging at two for the Red Devils. Not much to worry about on that end as Devine makes her second free throw. We just cut to 12. Royals into the paint, off the mark. That was Abby Brown trying to get into the scoring column. A rare miss from Brown, as mentioned earlier, leads the team in field goal percentage at 67%. Royals back in a fast break opportunity, 2-on-1. Makaleski takes it herself. She'll get that one up and in to go. And on the other end, pass deflected, but it'll stay with the Red Devils. Substitution for the Royals. Abby Brown comes back out. In place of her comes Addison Van Hosen. Also back into the game for the Royals, main hooks. Sending Makaleski to the bench for her first break since the end of the first half when Coach Satterfield took her out for 13 seconds. And on the other end, Sanaya Smith knocks down a big three from the corner. More pressure from the Red Devils is broken up. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter of action. Holman inside. Takes it back out, and a foul called against Sanaya Smith. That's her second of the game. Both HSE and Pike in the bonus for this final 31 seconds. That'll send Holman to the line. Holman a 60% rather, free throw shooter. She missed that first end, but she also missed 2 earlier in the first half, coming off of a performance in her last game where she was 10 for 11 from the line. Substitution for the Red Devils between the free throws. Jayla Miller back into the game. And boy, free throws for Kennedy Holman got to be thinking the same way as Pike. Pike is a team 0 of 6 from the free throw line in the first half. We've been relatively solid but in the free throw line the rest of the year, as was Holman her previous game, but it's not her game as she makes the second. You belong in Pike. The MSD of Pike Township is excited to offer exceptional learning opportunities to all students, regardless of residency. Visit our website at msdpike.org for additional information. Shot falls for Smith. And more pressure from Pike, trying to force a turnover. Whistle blows. It'll be a timeout called by Coach Satterfield as he noticed the team was struggling to get the ball across half court. Are you a friend, a family, or a family member interested in becoming a Pike employee? We post all of our MSD of Pike Township job vacancies on our website at msdpike.org. If you're interested in working with wonderful children and a great school system and the most incredible community around, check it out. Makalewski filling up the score sheet once again today. She's got 26 so far today. Last game also had a 26-point performance, both topping her season average of 22 a game. Makalewski second in the state in terms of points per 32, averaging 26.7 in that category. HSE has 10 seconds to work the ball the full length of the court. They'll get into Holman. Holman up to Stidham. Stidham up to Makalewski. Trying to find a shot with just 2 seconds left. Stidham takes it. That one's good at the buzzer. And HSE ends on a bang as they were the entire third quarter, putting up 23 points in that third quarter. They have a 13-point lead over the Red Devils. Come right back for the fourth quarter of action here on RDTV. The MSD of Pike Township is the proud home of the 2025 Indiana Teacher of the Year, Graciela Miranda. Mrs. Miranda teaches English language learners and serves as a department chair at Pike High School. Another reminder that this evening's stream is brought to you by the students and staff of Pike High School's RDTV Media Production class, which gives students the opportunity to have real-world, hands-on experiences with support from the MSD of Pike Township's IT department. That first shot of the fourth off the mark from Miller, but the second chance opportunity gets Marley Jeffers the and one opportunity, and she'll head to the line. Jeffers now into double figures now with 10. And it's been much more balanced scoring now for Pike, with Jeffers having 10, Jasmine Miller sticking with 12. but also Divine's up to 8 points for the game, and Sanaya Smith at 7 points on the game. On the HSC side, it's all Makaleski, 26 points for her, 9 for Kayla Brindley, and 9 for Kennedy Holman as well. Makaleski with the rebound there. And boy, do the IU fans here around the state of Indiana have something to look forward to with Makaleski heading there next year, as Addison Van Hosen gets in the book for the first time today with that shot. Now all 5 HSC starters into the book with a bucket. Bang time, there's a 3 from the Red Devils on the other end. It's Sanaya Smith once again. She's up to 10 in double figures. And Pike, if they can get a little bit more pressure, get one more bucket in, it's a single-digit game with 7 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Holman finds Makaleski at the top of the key. This game's still very much within reach for the Red Devils. It would be a shocking result across the state with HSE potentially taking their first loss, but if there's anyone to be able to do it, it's Pike. They're the number 14 team in the state, and they've been battle-tested. There they get the turnover. Can they get a shot on the other end? Cut this game down to single digits. Jeffers in the paint, trying to find some way to go with it. Can't get it up and in, but she's fouled hard by Addison Van Hosen. And now Jeffers will go to the line. Jeffers is first. Pike struggled from the line tonight, but they get that one to go. That's a big one. Cuts the lead to single digits, back down to 9 with 6:30 to go. Pike obviously, as I mentioned, battle-tested as Jeffers knocks down the second. They played the number 1 team earlier this year, back when it was Lawrence Central, in back-to-back games on December 10th and December 20th. Lost both of those games, but they were competitive. And it's really been, as Coach Hollins of Pike told me before the game, it's been a testament to their schedule, having played now 3 number 1 teams. Back the other end, Pike can cut this lead once again. Divine trying to go to Jeffers inside again, picked off once again by Kennedy Holman. That's the second or third time she's done that here in the second half. Holman finding the passing lanes, cutting off the pass inside. This time Holman on the receiving end of a foul. Foul will be charged to Jaslyn Miller. That's her third. As Coach Shatterfield of the Royals takes a full timeout, we'll take one with him. Just around 6 minutes to go. Hamilton Southeastern leading by just 8 on RDTV. Back here at Pike High School for a top 15 matchup in the state of Indiana, featuring the number 14 Pike Red Devils. The underdogs going against the number 1 team undefeated in the state, HSE Royals. The Royals are 21-0. Pike Red Devils are 15-4, but they've drastically improved year over year under third-year head coach Keith Hollins. They're looking for a signature win that would cement their place in the top echelon of the state with a win here today. HSE finds Makaleski at the top of the key, and that is not what you want to see if you're Pike. All the momentum you have taken away by that Makaleski 3, and now turning the ball over on the other end. Don't know what Coach Shatterfield said to his team in that full timeout he just called, but man, has it worked so far. A three for Makaleski on the offensive end and the turnover to get the ball back on the defensive end. And the Royals are back where they started this third quarter. Up 11. At the beginning of the third, they were up 13. Makaleski, the offensive rebound for a moment, is tied up by Devine after the missed three. Holman will inbound. Holman finds Brinley inside. She puts it up and in for a pair. Lead back up to 13. And just when you thought the Red Devils were looking for an opportunity to strike, got the lead down to 8. HSC has extended it once again. But a foul called. HSC players in dismay. Kayla Brinley, you could read her lips there. She said, oh my gosh, that's my 5th. That's her day over. And she'll head to the bench. And that's a big game changer for the HSE team. Brinley ended the day with 11 points, and she will not be able to re-enter. Jeffers gets the layup to go. She's now the leading scorer for the Red Devils. She's put this team back in a position. It was Jaslyn Miller in the first half that carried this team. Now Jeffers in the second half, trying to will this Pike Red Devils team to a victory. That great shot a moment ago by our wonderful camera operators here at Pike High School, where you could see Brinley mouthing, oh my gosh, that's my 5th. Never something you want to see from one of your players. Stidham will go back to the line. And that's just a testament to what I talked to Coach Satterfield about pregame. It's not necessarily about having fouling or not, but more about your positioning on defense. He mentioned that was something that they had to work on after having every player who touched the court in their last game getting both a foul and a turnover. They've got to position themselves in an opportunity to where they don't have to commit those fouls. They were unable to do that today. However, still with the 13-point lead now after Kayla Stidham hits the free throws. And on the other end, for three, the Red Devils bounces off the rim and out for Devine. Holman back the other way. Stidham takes one, hesitated on it, but her teammate able to get the offensive rebound. And back out to Holman now. Holman may be content to wind a little bit of clock here, up 13. Just over halfway left to play in this fourth quarter. As that ball rolls out of bounds, it'll stay with the Royals. You belong in Pike. The MSD of Pike Township is excited to offer exceptional learning opportunities to all students, regardless of residency. Visit our website at msdpike.org for additional information. Holman cuts out to the top of the key and then cuts right back into the lane where she is able to collect the pass, throw it up, unable to get the bucket to go, but she's fouled by Jeffers. Jeffers is 4th foul on the game. That's not something you want to see if you're Coach Hollins. Having your star of the second half just one foul away from exiting the game as Holman knocks down the first. Holman's second is good. Holman up to double figures now in the game. She's got 11. On the other end, Pike off the mark. Foul on the floor coming against Makaleski. Makaleski can't believe it. Neither can her teammate Addison Van Hosen. And that's Makaleski's 3rd on the game. Inside the paint, blocked by the Royals. An athletic play from Maine Hooks, getting the block. Back the other way, and a 2-on-1 opportunity. Smith takes it herself and lays it up in for 2. Makalewski with the travel. And she is not happy with the result of that play. Was talking back to the referee for just a moment. The referee had a chat with her on the other end as we resume play. Makalewski trying to defend in the paint and is called for a foul once again. That's her fourth now. Makalewski had 4 fouls in her most recent outing as well, but picked up a couple quick ones right here as Jeffers heads to the line. Jeffers hits the first. So now with Brinley on the bench for HSE, Makalewski also has 4 for them. On the other side, Jeffers, the star of the second half at the free throw line for the Red Devils, she also has 4. So foul trouble has been a story from the game start and has continued to make an impact on this game as Jeffers knocks down her second from the line. Holman, hounded by Pike defenders, trying to put the pressure on, trying to get a steal, close this gap. Makalewski on the other end draws a foul, and I believe that's Jeffers. And that's her 5th. So both of these teams struggling deeply in the foul territory. And Jeffers, the leading scorer for Pike, her day is done. Ended up with 16 for one of the captains of this Pike team. Makalewski knocks down her first free throw. As she's up to, with that second free throw make, 31 on the day. A foul inside. As these refs continue to call them. That now Kennedy Holman's 4th foul. So with Brinley on the bench with 5 already for HSE, Marley Jeffers on the bench already with 5 for Pike. Both Makalewski and Holman, the 2 best players for this HSE team, both having 4 now. Makalewski and Holman both top 50 in their respective classes nationally, according to ESPN, in terms of high school prospects. Struggling in the foul territory. And another foul called against Makalewski, and that's her 5th. She's done for the day. A very split crowd here at Pike High School. A lot of cheers and a lot of boos. Cheers from the Pike side, boos from the HSE side. And that's just the duality of sports that we know and love. When you get 2 top 15 teams in the state of Indiana where it matters so much, in 49 states, it's just a sport. In Indiana, it's basketball. And both sides, both teams showing up and showing out for their teams, inciting this game with their passion. At the free throw line for Pike. Off the mark is Alyssa Nichols. And HSE holds on to a 12-point lead for the time being. 2:40 to play here at Pike High School. And another foul is called before the ball could be inbounded. This one will come against Corin Nicholson. That's only her 2nd of the game, but it'll send Holman to the line to shoot a pair. Coach Satterfield has the rest of the team outside of Holman all gathered around him, giving them instructions. As you see, the lane empty outside of the Pike Red Devils and Holman. Holman knocks down the second there, as HSE takes a 14-point lead into the final 150 seconds here at Pike High School. Holman gets the ball back now to Stidham. Pike's got to put the pressure on. Holman finds Stidham, once again Stidham. Now Holman setting a screen for Hooks to get her open. Hooks has the ball now, takes a dribble, gets it back over to Holman. Royals content to take time off of this clock. Van Hosten with it now. Back to Holman, under 2 minutes on the clock. Holman takes it into the lane, lays it up and in for another pair of points. As a full timeout is called. We'll take one final quick break, and I'll be right back with you here on RDTV. HSE leads by 16. Back here at Pike High School for the final 2 minutes of action. HSE, the #1 team in the state, undefeated, looking to finish out their regular season with a win before they head into sectional play at Noblesville. Their first game will be against Fishers. Undecided who their second opponent would be if they were able to win that game, either Noblesville, Carmel, or Westfield. On the other end for Pike, after this one, they got one more in the regular season. That'll be January 31st here at home against Lawrence North before entering sectional play at Ben Davis, where they will open against Brownsburg. Miller for three. That one's good. Pike's not done yet. Jaslyn Miller up to 15 on the game. Gets a steal, and that one's in for Sanaya Smith. And it's a 9-point game. Correction, 11-point game. As a foul is called against Devine. That obviously sending the Royals back to the other end, shoot free throws. It will be Maine Hooks to shoot the free throws. She shot just 2 of them on the entire season. She's 1 of 2 in those 2 attempts. Last game had 3 rebounds earlier today in the first half. Had a key 3-pointer. She gets that first free throw to go. Although she hasn't made that much of an impact in terms of the stat book. She's played in every single game this HSE team has played the entire year and knocked down a couple key free throws at the end of this one. Smith hoping for a miracle. Smith from the corner. That one's good. And if they are to get a miracle, that would go a long way to doing it. Miller defending. As Jayla Miller flies into the stands, trying to corral that ball. Just a minute to play here in HSE. HSE holding the 10-point lead. Going back to the upcoming sectionals. Pike playing Brownsburg in the opener. If they were able to win that game, which they were unable to do just recently, they played at Brownsburg January 21. That was a hard-fought loss for the Red Devils. If they were to beat Brownsburg here on February 4th, they would end up playing Plainfield at Ben Davis in their second sectional game. A note of the series history here with HSE and Pike. HSE's won the last 5, but before that, Pike won 4 in a row. A series that's gone on and off between these two teams. HSE looking to get their 6th straight victory here. Up 10 with just over a minute to play. Holman gets the ball up into the front court. Holman finds Stidham. Stidham gets up back to Holman. Holman fouled. She'll go back to the line. Holman up to 15 points on the day. Foul going against Sanaya Smith. That's her 4th, but for all intents and purposes, should not matter much as Holman makes her 1st. With just 47 seconds left to play. Abby Brown heads to the bench in place of main hooks. Jayla Miller back in the game on the opposite side for the Red Devils, sending Corinne Nicholson to the bench as Holman hits the 2nd free throw. Back the other way for the Red Devils. Smith finding Alyssa Nichols inside. One of the young startups for Pike. Nichols just a sophomore. And one more time, Holman to the line. She's made 7 free throws tonight after opening the night 0 of 3 from the free throw line, made 7. Now 8. In her most recent outing before tonight, she was 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Had a double-double in that game too. Looking for some very consistent free throw production from her once again as she makes both. And if you want to finish a game, Holman, someone you definitely want on your team. Don't know who's going to get her in the college game, but she's got offers from all around the country. 4 from Big Ten schools, 2 from Big East schools, including Butler here in Indianapolis, and 2 ACC schools, as well as a host of other schools around the nation. Makalewski, we wish her the best of luck as she goes to IU next year, and Stidham will head to the line. She's the final player in that big trio for the Royals. She's got 12 offers at the D1 level, including 5 from Indiana. She'll be back next year alongside Holman, trying to make another push for another undefeated season for HSE. Makalewski obviously gone to IU. Stidham hits the free throws. Pike, on the other hand, looking to improve on another great season from Coach Keith Hollins. Again, improved drastically every year since taking over this program. That first year struggled at a record of 5-18. Next year, able to improve up to 12-15. And this year, he's got his team in the top 15 of the state at a 15-4 record. And looking to improve even more on that. We wish both of these teams the best of luck in sectional play as Pike finishes this one out 76-64. HSE takes the win. They finish the season undefeated. Pike drops down to 15-5 on the year. The superintendent of the Metropolitan School District of Pike Township is Dr. Larry Young. Pike High School principal is Mr. Jeremy Wally. The athletic directors are Dave Paddock and Kendra Champion McAloon. The chief technology officer is Chad Heck. The coordinating producers are Mrs. Tamby Fly McCall and Nayeli Castro. The directors have been Jemiah Scott and Dan Bornkicker. The technical manager is Kyle Bredehoft. And tonight's camera operators have been Tion Johnson, Ricky Birdsong, and Andre McCall. The graphics operator has been Nayeli Castro. Tonight's final score is Hamilton Southeastern 76 and Pike 64. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by Pike High School students with support of the Pike Township Technology Department. For everybody on the broadcast, I'm Daniel Miller, and we thank you so much for watching tonight's game featuring the Pike High School Red Devils, presented by the students of RDTV and the Pike Media Team. Good night from Pike High School.